We continue on with our 10 minutes of morning calm. If you're joining us for the first time, I want to say a big welcome from us here at New Church Live. What we do is we've been doing this now for quite a while, and what we do is just a simple little biblical reflection in the morning, talking about, hey, how does this, how might this join in with our lives? So today we're touching on the theme of forgiveness, which is always a big one and very important one as well. So the line we're looking at today comes from Genesis, and this is from Genesis 4, verse 24. And it's a line that actually, we miss when we read it in the Old Testament, but when we read it in the New Testament, it becomes incredibly important. So I'm going to be bumping back and forth between those two because it's really important, and it's actually pretty revolutionary, pretty hard. When I was thinking of how to describe it today, I decided, I want to use the term aspirational because I think this is the kind of thing we want to aspire to. I don't think it's necessarily things that a lot of people are actually able to do. At least myself, able to do incredibly well in this life, but that doesn't mean we don't aspire to it. So join me. The line is this. The line is this. Simple line. It says, "For Cain will be avenged 7 times, and Lamech 77 times." So what it's talking about here was the idea sort of a blood debt almost. The idea that when murder or anything happened, that consequence was to be visited upon generation upon generation upon generation. In other words, if your great 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 whatever did it, you were still just as guilty. So guilt was ancestrally transferable. Put it that way. Maybe that's a fancy way to say it. And you think, folks, the challenges of that. I mean, the obvious challenges of that, and how easy it is to get into that. How easy it is when somebody has wronged us, which people do. We blame them, we blame their families, we blame their friend. It's like the whole thing just expands out, and that gets a little crazy. Now, the significant part of this, obviously, is Jesus's words. Much later on, like literally thousands of years later on, Jesus is asked, "How many times should I forgive?" And Jesus says 70 times 7. And it's a direct tie back to this line. Folks, just think about this, right? So here's Jesus saying, I'm going to combine these two, Cain and Lamech, 7 and 70. I'm going to say, like, it said, forgive this one, that I've got to forgive this one 7 times, and it got to go on 70 more times. It really is that connotation of that we have to develop lives. We have to make our lives be organized, or organize our lives around this deep concept of forgiveness, a very, very deep concept of forgiveness, a willingness to forgive. And this is the aspirational statement here. This means that we should forgive as often as our brother or sister sins, without limit, or to eternity, which is holy. We have a little ditty oftentimes you might hear in new church circles, which is immediately and forever. And what that means is that forgiveness at its best is immediate and it's forever. So first off, that means we don't wait, we don't delay. As best as we can, we try to forgive right in the moment. And why do that, folks? Because if you're like me, if we're wronged, what we do is we stew on it. I stew on this stuff all the time. If somebody wrongs me, I can stew on it for years, if not decades. And we stew on it, we stew on it, we stew on it, we stew on it, we stew on it. So it builds and builds and builds and builds. Very hard to be forgiving when you've built up 10 years of story about someone. It's awfully hard to forgive in a moment, given you've got 10 years of practice with the exact opposite. So that's the immediate part. And forever, forever, that idea that we've also got to just let it go for the future. We have to create spaces where people can come back into. And if we don't forgive forever, we're never going to allow that space. Now, I will say, with immediately and forever, again, this is aspirational. Like, I certainly can't do this. And maybe there's some of you on this call who actually can. I can't forgive immediately and forever, even though I believe it's what I should aspire to do. And I think that aspiration is important. I think it's important to keep that intention there. Why? Because that's where we sort of find a level of holiness that's incredibly powerful and significant in our lives. And folks, the basic reason for it, like we all know this, right? We all know this. whatever forgiveness we extend to other people, we also have to remember that we're going to need that same forgiveness at some point in time extended to us. Now, again, no doubt some people have been on the receiving ends of things that are so egregious. It's beyond the pale, and there's no way you would be in that same category as this person who did that thing. That being said, I think there is some wisdom in realizing that whatever we extend does have, in sort of a karmic sense, a way of coming back to us. And if we are a deeply forgiving person, if we can really work at that particular moral quality, we will find more forgiveness coming our way because, again, Lord knows we need it. I mean, the human condition is just it's just too funny. I mean, we are just so goofy. We make mistakes all the time. We hurt people intentionally, unintentionally. We do all those things. And forgiveness has to be this balm that just keeps everything kind of together, frankly. And it's that idea, and I say this a lot, like just remembering that when you are forgiving of someone else, you are for giving. You are for giving. You are for giving them the benefit of the doubt. You are for giving them a gentle touch. You are for giving them understanding. You're for giving them a basic part of human nature. And we've all heard this quote before. It's so beautiful. The idea that we're all fighting a great battle. Forgive everyone you meet because we are all facing a great battle is very true. We are all facing this great battle. And how can we find forgiveness as a way to just kind of leaven it a little bit. So that's my thought for today, folks. I hope that makes a little sense. So today, with your aspirations, do the best you can just for today, forgiving immediately and forever. And practice small. Practice on the person who cuts you off on your way to get coffee or takes your parking spot. Practice small and just see if it might be able to grow in your life and reverse that punishment of 70 times 7 into forgiveness of 70 times 7. So that's my thought for today, friends. What we're going to do now is we're going to do a little meditation, followed by a little prayer, followed by a little blessing, and then we'll close saying hi to folks on social media. So with that, friends, let's get a little breath. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I. Be still and know that. Be still and know. Be still and. Be still. Be. Our Father, who art in the heavens, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, as in heaven, so upon the earth. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we also forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. May the Lord bless you, keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you, bring you peace, bring you home. Amen. All right, friends, that's our thought for today. Uh, And what I would love to do now is just I'll be hopping on saying a little hello to folks on social media here. And again, you can leave comments. Most people watch archived or leave. More than welcome to leave comments anytime of the day, any day of the week, and we will get to them. I think we get to most of them over the course of a week. So good stuff. All right, friends. Almost there, almost there, almost there. All right. Our commentary this morning. Linda, good morning to you. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, Marianne, we are goofy. We are so goofy. Like, oh my goodness. Just even this morning, just oh boy, I could tell story after story. Betty, good morning. Forgiveness does not mean tolerance. Its behaviors don't change and both sides don't want to work on a healthy relationship. Forgiveness doesn't mean tolerance. You can live with boundaries and pray for God's guidance on the relationship. Have a peaceful Monday. That's a beautiful point, Betty. And that's a really, really significant caveat. Is there are those relationships. It's why I really love the idea of release and renew. You know, there are relationships where frankly, where we just got to release them. Just that simple. And Betty, that's a terrific reminder. Thanks for putting that in there. Marcus, good morning to you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Linda writes, never send out energy you don't want to come back to you. Sometimes that's hard to remember, and especially in the more of this political environment. That's very true, right? And that idea, the energetically, like, can you have enough soft edges, would be it. Jen, good morning to you. I hope you're doing well. Kim, good morning and thank you. It was a fun message to talk about. Deborah writes, forgiveness is a balm. Feels like a much better way to live through each day for me. Practice, great aspiration. Yeah, it's so true. And it I don't know. Like I get continually these are not the kind of situations that are like dramatic. It's just it's amazing as as reading that, Deborah. Even sometimes little slights, right? Little slights we can hold on to for a long time, and that's painful, and we really have to learn to let a lot of that stuff go, or it'll catch up with us. Sherry writes, good morning, make it a good week, and amen to that, my friend. So friends, wishing you all the best and wishing you a week of forgiveness. Again, and Betty reminded us there of a real important limit there. You don't want to be in dangerous situations or anything like that. And if we can find places where we can have that aspirational forgiveness, let's give that a whirl today. So, folks, wishing you all the best. Have a great day. God bless. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.